But Price, a heavy favourite going into this final. Based on the way he has played today. He has played one less game, of course.
140.
Because he received a bye earlier on this afternoon. But of course, there's another reason, which is how he has played.
59.
Averaging 105 for the day, and that is 10 more than that of Ratajski.
Yeah, let's just go through those performances for Gerwyn Price. As you said, started in the second round.
42.
6-4 win against Vincent van der Voort. He was 3-0 behind in that match, but averaged 106.3 to win it. 103.5 against Madars Razmar. 107.2 against James Wade, winning that 6-5. 104.5 against De Sousa. What's happening here? It looks as if Gerwyn Price can either hear or feel something. Ratajski, unaware really what's going on, but already in a meeting between these pair, we've got a little bit of drama.
I think it's the fridge. Knock it off.
Is it a draft that he thinks he can experience, or is it some noise?
I think something might have either fallen down and hit the floor, or maybe something hit the door.
We'll try and get confirmation of exactly what is going on, but this is not something that you can legislate for.
Best to nip it in the bud at the start of the match. Ratajski looks bothered.
Just chilling, Krzysztof Ratajski, but we are back underway. Gerwyn Price is back in business.
I think Gezi was very conscious that when he heard something, he didn't want to move. He wanted to address it immediately and get it out of the way. He did the right thing.
137.
Well,
you were seeing?
Back.
134.
Yeah, Price has produced an excellent string of displays, as I've just been through. And by what's gone before,
96.
should win this final, and quite comfortably as well, but that's never the case against a player like Ratajski, although it's a very comfortable first leg, barring the drama.
2 10s.
Game shot.
No dramas whatsoever there. And he had another visit in the bank anyway because Ratajski left a bogey number.
From distraction to destruction from Gerwyn Price.
100.
Makes a flying start in the final.
There is an extra carrot at the end of the string for Krzysztof Ratajski.
134.
And that is if he wins this final, he will vault himself to 4th on the Autumn Series Order of Merit, which will guarantee his place in the Grand
60.
Slam of Darts. He will vault Damon Heta and put Damon into 5th. Joe Cullen, who was sitting in 5th right now, missed his chance earlier today to get himself in the Grand Slam with a first round defeat.
100.
Yeah, it should be pointed out that as things stand, it's likely that the players who have won Pro Tour events this year will fill Grand Slam spots from the reserve list.
97.
This would completely confirm Ratajski's involvement.
Best to rubber stamp it, I would say, instead of waiting for the call.
180.
That's a really nice visit there from Ratajski. Almost inevitable. If he could go and put darts in the board for a 180, he'd probably put those two exactly where they were.
96.
Nice little nestling opportunity over the top of the two.
Very good double 18 merchant,
scored, yeah.
but plan A hasn't worked. So it's on to plan B.
21.
And that hasn't unfolded as he would have liked either.
57 for tops.
Game
Classic
shot.
Price. Certain numbers just have your name on it. I was saying earlier when he was playing James Wade, he had to break Wade in the very last leg of the contest. That was in the quarterfinals. He hit 2 maximums to meet himself on a very small number. and James Wade was sitting on 106. And I think I uttered out loud, don't miss that, Gezzy, because Wadey will
96.
take that 106. Anything between, say, 101 and say, 14, I think is right in Wadey's wheelhouse. But
100.
anything like that, it's always going to be under threat with Gezzy.
It has been a dominant day, it has to be said, from Gerwyn Price. And those kind of shots
140.
are the reason why. And let's not forget how he won yesterday's final, surviving match starts, but kept the belief. We
140.
got an insight into what was going on in his mind when he spoke about the fact that he knew that Devon may falter with it being his first final, and he was on hand to take advantage.
Yes, he was.
171.
What a great approach from Ratajski. Great use of that 57 bed. Razma-esque. Double 7.
108.
Just comes up short. That would have been a brilliant 12 darter. But now this could be also. What a dart that is for tops.
54.
Oh, and that's a big miss from Ratajski. Price gets this, it's 3-0. He has to traverse across the board. One segment at a time.
10.
The doubles deserting Ratajski so far in this match, but Price with a rare miss.
Game shot.
Finally, Krzysztof Ratajski lands a double. Price turns away, shakes his head. He knows that he should be marching on into the distance here, but he's been pegged back, and that is a break of throat.
We talked about what happens if Ratajski wins this final in relation to the
135.
Autumn Series. You mentioned that Price has already topped it, but if he does win the final, he will have won more money at this series than Peter Wright won in the Summer Series.
134.
Just goes to show how well Price has played over the course of the 5 days. And after this final, won't be too long before they traverse across most of Germany to go to Austria. It will be Salzburg next.
180.
It will be Saturday for Gerwyn Price. It will be Friday for Ratajski, who has to go through old mate Mensa Sulevic to get a crack at Michael Smith.
Yeah, has you to thank for that.
125.
He's very welcome.
Well, he's into the match, Krzysztof Ratajski, and trying to be a match
129.
Who leaves it quite handy. But this is the kind of shot that Ratajski was pulling off against Brendan Dolan when he gave him opportunities in the semi-final.
49.
Strong scoring from both tops.
Game shot.
Great hit on double 10. Had the chance to go to 3-0 up, but he'll take 3-1.
Yeah, break back for Gerwyn Price. Showing his strength, his competitiveness.
44.
And it would be, if he does go on to win this title, the third time in his career when he's won back-to-back titles. It would be the second time this year. And there hasn't been an awful lot of darts this year to do that. Quite remarkable.
I don't think the list of people winning back-to-back Players' Championships is that long.
41.
Do you know who the first person was to get the 2 in a weekend?
Well, I could hazard several guesses, but let's just cut to the chase and tell me.
It was Adrian Lewis.
140.
Yeah, Jackpot has had a disappointing 5 days here in Germany. Price has been the most dominant force. I think one thing we have learned, Paul Nicholson, as we reflect on 5 days here in Niedenhausen, is that there really is a big 3 in world darts right now.
Yes, there is. Unquestionably,
140.
MVG, Peter Wright and Gezzy are the big 3 right now. People trying to knock on the door. We've got Dimitri Vandenberg, who's gone 96. Up to world number 11 this week. Ratajski has regained his spot at number 14 after relinquishing that for a period of 24 hours.
Game shot.
But he's got himself back in this match with a lovely kill of 84. And that 11 darter will make him feel so much better.
Just neither player managing to back up breaks of throw in the last few legs.
96.
It is a very high quality affair, this final, as we expected it to be. The pair have met 9 times before this, and many of them have been
100.
Sublime quality. A meeting at the Players' Championship finals back in 2018 that wasn't without controversy. Saw both players average over 105.
I reflect on that game
60.
between these two players back in Minehead with a smile. I don't look back at it with controversy. I look back at Ratajski's fight
97.
back, which was mammoth, and Price's smile at the end of it, because it was just a brilliant game of darts.
Well, speaking of fight backs, the last time they met in a
96.
final was at a Pro Tour in Dublin last year. And Gerwyn Price in that match raced into a 6-1 lead. Saw Ratajski win the next 6 legs to go 7-6
85.
before Price won the last 2 to win it.
Well, remind me, Murph, about the controversy of that Minehead match. What was the controversy? Because he was shouting and it was straight after the Grand Slam?
Apparently,
93.
Gerwyn Price made a noise while Ratajski was going for a double. Ratajski looked at him, shrugged it off and hit the double.
There's 4,500 people in there.
Well,
134.
it was at a time when all eyes were on Gerwyn Price, but Ratajski won on that particular occasion. Price, as I mentioned, as Ratajski just tries to work this out, won the last final they played, but Ratajski won the last meeting
79
an
left.
average 106.7 in a semi-final at the back end of last year.
96.
Now then, once again, it's a good setup shot, but the hold after the break may not be forthcoming because Price wants tops.
Game
And
shot.
the usual outcome is that he hits tops.
Another great game between these two. And it's one of those games that you would pay to watch, Murph, isn't it? Because it is a clash of styles. And we've seen Ratajski show a little bit of
139.
gumption at certain points. There's nothing wrong with that either. And you put two players together and they deliver. And this is one of those matches, isn't it? MVG versus Anderson.
140.
And Gerwyn versus most people.
Yeah, I think the thing that came from that match that you were talking about, and yeah, it was controversial at the time, but the one takeaway from it was that Krzysztof
41.
Ratajski showed how to deal with that kind of thing. Where other players, look at the tournament before, kind of boiled over a little bit and let Price get the better of them. He won't change who he is, and
96.
Krzysztof Ratajski just adapted to it.
Well, you wouldn't have associated the kind of celebrations that he had in that match with Ratajski at the time.
93.
He has turned into a very, very watchable player. And what he is doing for Polish darts can't really be quantified yet.
133.
But again, it's a really nice visit down to the treble 19 to set up a shot where he will start on the ball.
140.
Still on, treble 19. Still on. Bullseye.
Game shot.
It's in as well. That is a beautiful finish from Krzysztof Ratajski. And when arguably the best chance to back up a break was about to be presented to Gerwyn Price, Ratajski ripped it away.
What a shot that was.
180.
More ammunition from the Polish Eagle. Both players here averaging north of a ton. It's what we expected.
140.
And we're going to be leaving Niedenhausen with a brilliant game here. The thing is, Price got the better start.
60.
He didn't yesterday, so it's a very different final.
Well, I've just commentated on the semi-final against Brendan Dolan, and he came racing out of the box.
140.
But he just carried on, waited for opportunities and took them, including a big finish when he needed one as well. 160 he had against Dolan. He's added a 132 here.
100.
You're saying there's a bit of a pattern occurring with Krzysztof.
He just has that ability to raise himself for each opponent,
139.
for each situation.
Keep calm, it's Krzysztof Ratajski.
Can he keep calm here? Well, Price will get a chance to make it another break of throw. This is getting ridiculous.
58.
Now.
Just tremendous from both players. As he looks at 17 and tops. Oh. Now, Ratajski had a little nod of the head there and has seen this chance come his way. Now he just has to take it. This will hurt Price. Can't take the chance.
57.
And Price is back for another two-leg gap.
Game shot.
And there it is. Well, Gerwyn Price held his throw with a solid opening leg, and every single leg since then has gone against the darts.
Makes for a good final.
58.
But then again, if you have constant holds of throw, toe-to-toe stuff, that's the kind of final we like as well. I mean, we are sitting on the fence here, of course, and we do want this to go to a 15th leg, because that's what this tournament and this series deserves.
Well, yeah, it happened last time, and it happened last night.
177.
Devon Peterson, he fires in a 177. His treble 19 hitting in particular has been sublime today. Gerwyn Price.
Another.
139.
Neck and neck. Has to go south. Remains on the 57.
58.
Just don't think he was settled on that third dart before he threw it. And now it's Ratajski again, looking for the same combination. He's missed the 57 and the 19.
79.
He's offered Price 6 from 208. He was looking to do that 133, 132 thing again.
Well, this really is a chance to get the rare
136
throw in this final. 72 left when Price returns. He'll be under some pressure.
145.
Lots of it. 48 for 24. Big shot.
60.
Oh, devastated is probably not the right word. He is absolutely seething. Ratajski only just gets the
Game
single.
shot.
He almost hit the double 9. Has that changed this final? There have been a few breaks, Murph, but I think maybe that is the most unexpected of the lot.
Yep, Gerwyn Price let him in there. An 8th consecutive break of
99.
Actually looking to hold for the first time in this final. You mentioned earlier, Paul, about what he's done for darts in Poland, and the legacy is yet to be seen, but we have seen
59.
a few other Polish players pop up, and Ratajski's run actually started with victory over one of them this afternoon. Krzysztof was beaten 6-2.
Yeah, Kachuk is improving. Still has a way to go.
180.
Sebastian Steyer as well. Fine player.
Fine visit from Krzysztof Ratajski, who has also enjoyed wins against Adrian Gray, Peter Jakes, the world match play champion Dimitri van den Berg, a whitewash against the wizard Simon Whitlock, and then that semi-final victory against Brendan Dolan.
140.
Very likely that it's going to be 5-all. Don't go anywhere.
92.
Doesn't get to the 170. So far, this game is his worst performance, averaging 102. Tops for Ratajski.
62.
Does that little Mensa Sulevic swan thing. He can worry about Sulevic in a couple of days.
57.
Krzysztof. He can look at double 10 for now to try and even this game up.
Well, has he got swan-like serenity? He takes aim at double 10.
No score.
A bust, and he just cannot seem to hold on to his throw here, Krzysztof Ratajski. This would hurt. Not going to happen. Ratajski will come back with another opportunity.
There's a little bit of scar tissue on that double 10 after that shot. There will be
99.
more uncertainty on it than last time. Double 5. Not an easy dart, this. One, he thought that was in. Secondly, it's in the way.
10.
I think this is what you call relinquishing your throw.
Game shot.
Or does it hurt even more on that double? Having failed to find it himself, Ratajski had to look on as Gerwyn Price showed him how it was done. Now, Price just stopping there. Again, if he did hear some distraction, he did the right thing. It could have been Ratajski behind him at the drinks table. It could have been anything.
96.
Hasn't made a big deal out of things here, Gerwyn Price. He's just stopped, solved, and then got on with things.
The thing about the streaming cube that we've had here, 2 of them in fact, is that these rooms have been quieter
134
than previous arenas. For instance, Milton Keynes, where the Summer Series was. It's a curtained off area, but still has residual sound
59
coming from the other boards. This one is set apart from the other part of the arena, and the door has been closed, so they've been the same volume and temperature all week.
140.
So any small noise that they hear in this room is coming from the room.
Yeah, I think there's something quite satisfying.
180.
Just hearing the noise of the darts colliding with each other and ricocheting off the wires, and of course the enthusiastic tones of our match official Owen Binks.
55.
6 darts from here to get within 1 of another title. But this streaming cube for me is very similar to the old
92.
Championship League of Darts, which took place at Crondon Park in Essex. The only difference, of course, with that one is that there were 2 boards, but they were back to back. So you could hear what was going on the other board.
60.
Big moment here. Well, that is 12 points. So Price may only get a dart at the bullseye. He's managed to rescue it. It's double 13. And
Game
he nails it. What a rescue act from Gerwyn Price, and now he is 1 away from the win.
Can't be many players in the history of Players' Championships who have won a title
174.
and done so by averaging over 100 in every game. I'm pretty certain from my own memory bank that Price has done that
97.
before. But this is statistically his worst performance of the day.
Yeah, I seem to remember one particular weekend last year where he was averaging in the 110s in many
96.
of the matches.
Yeah, I think his average for the day was around 106.
Well, let's not
100.
completely write off Krzysztof Ratajski just yet. It is a big ask, but he's making a good fist of the first step.
100.
Price would have been thinking 180, 124, job done.
96.
But the likelihood is we have to do it in the next leg. Or indeed the leg after that. Or the leg after that. We just don't know. You can
99.
never write off the man in blue.
Yeah, well, it's a complete role reversal from where we were at this stage 24 hours ago.
96.
Double 16 for a 13-darter.
Game shot.
A very Krzysztof Ratajski leg there. All over the board and still getting it done in 13 arrows. If you go back to the 2012 World Cup,
96.
where Ratajski was known by some people and by a lot of darts hipsters, we looked at Polish darts and said, not that strong, got a couple of good
40.
players. He comes through to play at Q School maybe. Probably be an easy first round.
134.
Oh, how things have changed. And it's good for the world of dart because more nations are now well represented. Look at what South Africa is going through with Devon.
95.
What Ratajski's done for Poland. Look what all of the players have done for Germany. And there are going to be more.
101.
Gerwyn Price has left himself a finish, so I will take you away from memories of the 2012 World Cup, Paul.
Yes, please.
93.
I mean, he could do it in style. There's no need for him to go for this. He's not going to get the opportunity, but he will lay up and leave himself
98.
place to win this match.
Going back to familiar territory in this game. Try and seal it with a 14 darter.
58.
Possibly on double 12, but more likely on tops.
It will be his favourite double.
32.
Too high.
Good miss. Because you'd much rather have 3 at tops than 3 at 10s. You've got a double split option, so if you go inside 20s, inside 10s, you've got 5s. You don't have that luxury with 10s.
97.
Well, it is double 10.
Game shot and the match. Gerwyn Price.
And Gerwyn Price completes the double in the bubble as Price wins it twice here at the Autumn Series. Day 4 and Day 5, the Iceman tops the Autumn Series order of merit. Ratajski rallied hard, but Price, in the end, was too good today.
You know the drill by now.
We're going to hear from Gerwyn Price, a quick word with Dan Dawson, and then it's back to darts in Salzburg for the World Series finals. But for now, your winner, your double winner, Gerwyn Price, talking to Dan.
Gerwyn, we talked yesterday. Actually, for a start, what a final that was. That's like playing MVG. You can't miss, can you?
No, but I think I kept him in the game. I think it's another 2, possibly 3 legs, but definitely 2 legs. I let slip there and yeah, just put myself under pressure all the time. I knew I had a scoring game in me. It's whether I take my chances, and you know, I've played brilliant all day. That's the worst game I've played all day, but I got over the line.
Yeah, your average hadn't dropped below 103 prior to the final, so you've been averaging. It's over 104, I think, for the whole day. 24 hours ago, you were stood there having won the title, going, "Oh well, I'm not feeling. We're locked up here. I don't feel like I'm playing great." And then you come and average 104 for the whole day today.
Yeah, but by winning yesterday, not took pressure off, but I was at ease today, and you know, I'm not saying I don't care if I lost. Obviously, I want to win every time, but it was less pressure today. I'd won one yesterday. I'd done well for the week, and you know, when there's less pressure on your back, then that's the sort of games I can play.
Winning leads to winning, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And you can't stop at the minute. I mean, we're seeing pretty much every time you turn up to a tournament or a block of tournaments, you're winning one or you're making a final. We've seen it pretty much every little section of darts we've had so far this year.
Yeah, but not only that, it's good now. These last 2 days, obviously I've won the both of them. I'm going into the World Series finals, you know, next weekend in Austria with a crowd. A little bit different again, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that now, and I'm playing well and I'm scoring well, and as long as I can scrape up a little bit on my doubles, I do slip up now and again, but yeah, I'm in a good place right now.
Where do you see your main threats this weekend? We've got the World Series of Darts finals taking place in Salzburg in Austria, starting on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can watch it on ITV4 in the UK and various broadcast partners around the world. But where do you see your main threats? Because right now you've got
just myself.
Just you reckon
yeah,
if you
honestly,
play your game, you win?
Yeah, every time, and I don't care who I play now. Even Michael at his best and me at my best, I think I turn him over, and that's how confident I am. And I know with my A game and Michael's A game, I still think I win. And you know, that's the difference in the space of like 18 months, that I'm just full of confidence, and winning leads to that as well.
Do you believe then that you're the best player in the world right now then? Probably between you, Peter and Michael, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone on their day is the best player. It's just, if I play my best game, then yeah, I am the best player in the world, but it's just which one of me turns up.
It's got to be nice to not only just win titles, and you've obviously won the last 2 days, but you are the Autumn Series champion. You're top of the order of merit as well. That's over 5 events. It's not just I had a good weekend. This is a severe test of skills.
Especially after like not playing rubbish, but getting knocked out early the first 3 tournaments. I was still playing well, like averaging above 100 and losing. And then, yeah, to back it up with the last 2 days and have 2 good wins. And, yeah, I'm chuffed with myself. And like I said, leading now into next week. And hopefully I can just carry that on.
So, World Series of Darts finals. There's the Euro Tour comes back in a couple of weeks. You can watch that on PDC TV as well. It'll be a week on Friday. That starts. And, of course, we're all gearing up to the World Grand Prix and defending your Grand Slam title as well. That's a little bit further down the line. But I'd imagine what are the targets? I know you want to win the Grand Slam, but you want other big majors as well, don't you?
Yeah, I want to win everything. I don't turn up to... I don't just target certain events. I want to win everything. And I know it's not going to happen because the standard's too high and you slip up once and you're out. But yeah, I turn up to every tournament I'm going to. I want to win, and I think I can win. And I'm not scared of anyone anymore. And the only person I'm scared of is myself.
Over the next, say, year, 18 months, with the 18 months that you've had, do you think you can get to world number 1, Gezi?
I think I only need to win the Worlds. I think that's it. I'll just have a good run in two big majors, and then win the Worlds, and I think I could be number 1. I think that's the way it works out. That's the way I've looked at it anyway.
Well, when you sort of rocked up at Q School, when your mate Barry dragged you along, Barry Bates, did you think that it was even a possibility that being where you are now, world number 3, but potentially, arguably, the best player in the world and the world number 1, did you think that was a possibility?
No, not in a million years. I didn't even expect to get through Q School. I just went for a jolly and a weekend with a few beers and support Barry and everybody else. And I knew I was a decent player, but I never thought that I'd get to the standard that I am now.
What's happened? How have you done this?
Confidence, playing against the best players week in, week out, makes you a better player. And yeah, I think if I never came to the PDC, I definitely wouldn't be the player I am. But playing in this sort of standard week in, week out for the last 7 years, then yeah, turned me into the player I am.
Well, what a player that is. Back-to-back titles for Gerwyn Price. Unbeaten today and yesterday. He's also Autumn Series champion. Rounds up the Autumn Series. We are in Austria. He'll be flying off tomorrow, as will a number of the top names, including man you just saw there, Krzysztof, Ratajski, Michael van Gerwen, Peter Wright. They're all in action. Fallon Sherrick returning to big stage darts and darts with a crowd as well. It's been many months since we've had that. You can watch it on ITV4 over the 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of the weekend, and worldwide via the various broadcast partners of the PDC. The Euro Tour returns the weekend after that, and we've got loads more big tournaments coming up. This is certainly one of the men to beat. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you this weekend in Austria.